Hi everyone, let's go over my medium time frame, low time frame, micro and local bullish and bearish Elliott Wave scenarios on Bitcoin. Starting with the medium time frame bearish scenario where we're looking for a 5-wave impulsive structure to the downside to finish a very nice 3-wave correction after this impulse to the upside. The most common target for this impulsive move to the downside is between the two 1.618s, which is between 23.4k and 22k, and we have some nice additional confluence in this area over here, which is the blue support box between 21.8k and 22.6k. Now after the low of this impulsive structure is in, we then expect continuation of the trend to at least new highs. What is interesting is also that over here this low has been taken on the Bybit chart, but as you can see on my chart and many other charts, this low has not been taken. That increases the probabilities for price to at least make another low, to at least take this low over here, and then we of course observe the reaction to see how deep it goes or if we get a quick move for continuation to the upside. Now if we go to the low time frame, we are then looking for a 5-wave impulse to the downside, and if we look at it in a little bit more detail here, then the blue count over here is what I'm looking for. So we have a wave 1, 2, looking there for a wave 3, wave 4 and eventually a wave 5. What can be interesting for this wave 3 is a 5-wave structure where the final wave, wave 5, then takes the low over here so that all the charts are aligned, and then we get a bounce for a bigger 4 before then a move down for a bigger 5 to the downside inside that target area of the impulse over here around 22k. Now if we zoom in to this wave 3 over here, then we do have to think about time now, because if we open the micro count, you can over here see a wave 1, 2, 3, long sideways 4 and a wave 5 inside the blue 3. However, wave 2 here, rule of alternation coming, wave 2 is very short in time and simple, a nice zigzag. So wave 4 expected is very long and complex. However, if this wave 4 is going to take too much time, the relationship between the short 2 and the way too long wave 4 are going to be diminished, and then it is going to make more sense for the blue wave 3 to already be in, working on the blue 4 and then one more wave down for 5 instead of having 2 waves down. So down, up, down once more and then continuation. So it really depends on how long price is going to range here, but in the current micro scenario, we are still expecting at least a little bit more upside before eventually a move to the downside to take that low, which I have here as a key level at 24,750. Now, if we zoom in, you can see 2 wide lines. Those are the areas of interest for a potential reversal to the downside. First area of interest is this resistance area over here, the blue resistance box between 26.4k and 26.6k. And just above, if price manages to get through this area, then the next area of interest is going to be over here at the 382, as well as the monthly, basically between 26.9k and 27.4k, as you can see, with that monthly resistance. Now price moved through the monthly very quickly, as you can see, but now it can act as very nice resistance for then continuation to the downside to take that low. So that's definitely something to look for, but these are the 2 areas of interest for a potential short, right, depending on the reaction that we get for then a continuation to the downside. Now if we then zoom into this structure, it's been quite eventful last night and actually a busy time as well in the update section in Discord. So over here we are looking for a 3-wave structure to the upside in an A or W, B or X, and then continuation in a wave C or a wave Y. Now, because of a potential wave Y, I also have the 0.618 on my chart, which can be a target for a wave Y and is positioned inside this blue target box over here, where the still most common target for Y and C is in between the 1 and the 1.236, which is in between 27.1k and 27.5k, which is in very nice confluence with the resistance area or the target area for a wave 4, but also in confluence with that monthly at 27.2k. So it's very interesting, the 0.618 in confluence with blue and the monthly in confluence with the common target area, exactly what we want to see. Now, in this scenario, yesterday, we were talking about two things. We were talking about the double bottom that we have over here. And if that doesn't hold, we were talking about this low over here for then a wick and continuation to the upside, because the probabilities for price to still find a way to the upside were higher, as mentioned yesterday. And I like to talk about in a bit more detail what happened over here more locally after price touched the low, because I often talk about you got to observe the reaction, right? You got to see what price does before potentially entering. If we go to the CVD divergences, that's exactly what I want to talk about, because these bearish CVD divergences played out because price eventually, took this low over here with this little wick. Very nice. We also had the bullish CVD divergences for potentially then continuation. However, with each bounce that we got to the upside, price developed bearish CVD divergences. And every time we saw this on the 3-minute chart as well. So you have to go to the low time frames, and then over here price bounced initially, price moving to the downside, but look at the CVD, price moving down, lower highs on the price, higher high on the CVD, bearish CVD divergence, new low, new bounce creating more bearish CVD divergences. And then eventually over here again, moving down, moving up, it's consistently bearish CVD divergences on both blue as well as yellow, as you can see over here. So that's not what you want to see. And then we got that big move to the downside over here, taking the liquidity of this low, likely stopping many people out for then a bit of a move towards the upside. Now the support area below price at the moment that I have on the chart in case price does come to the downside is going to be between 25.791 and 25.850. And looking at the confluences over here, this folder that I have, the triple top is currently of course very interesting at 26.3k. That's the first target area. Then we have the blue box, then we have the monthly above. If we then finally look at the probabilities of the different scenarios, then on the medium time frame we are looking for a little bit more downside. That's currently the higher probability Elliott Wave scenario. This area here around 22k, 23k is very interesting indeed. In confluence with taking this low at 24,750. Again, we have to wait and see how long this range is going to be. We do expect at least one more low, but the main question will be, once we get a bit of a bounce in one of these areas, is that going to be the low of a wave 5 in blue before then continuation to the upside in the bullish scenario here? Or is it going to be a wave 5 in the white count over here, where the target area for wave 5 in white has confluence with this low, by the way, here. And then we expect a bounce to the upside before then another low to be made. So you're going to have a low up instead of one single low and continuation. That is something we have to wait and see. But on the micro at the moment, we do expect more downside to come. And more locally, we are expecting price based on the Elliott Wave probabilities. We expect price to move to the upside to at least take the triple top at 26.3k, observe the reaction, look for the blue box 26.4, 26.6, and then the common target area over here if price can make it that high. I hope this video was helpful or valuable to you. Please check out the most recent educational video I've made about the best trading indicator you can use in my opinion. And for now, thanks for watching and subscribing, and I'd like to see you at the next one. Bye bye.